if you're serious about going to Canada, you don't want to press pause or stop this video. You have to watch it to the end. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Ayokule, and today we have a wonderful guest. Her name is Ada. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, welcome. So my name is Niqui, aka Ada Canada, and that's actually the name of my YouTube channel. I make YouTube videos, and I'm based in Canada. I live and I work here. I'm the permanent resident.
Ada, can you please tell us how you actually got to know about, or when you decided, I think I have to go to Canada? What prompted you to deciding to go to Canada?
Okay, so the thing there is, first of all, I was like a lot of people that are here didn't really know that this country was existing. I mean, we know it because we did geography back in secondary school, but and my mind was set on US, so I wanted to go to the US, like that American dream.
Yeah, of course.
That American dream that
American dream, yeah.
That's where I wanted to be. That's where my sights were on, because I have family members in the US, but then I also have family members in Canada. So my mind was just US. After my first degree in Nigeria, because I did my first degree in geology. Bachelor's in geology from Nigeria, and then I finished 2013. So I was set for 2013, but then with the strike and everything, we didn't really do clearance until that 2014. Then I actually did the NYSC. So it was during that NYSC period, after I came back from camp, August, September, that I started looking to browse schools, and I realized that with US they wanted TOEFL, English language proficiency. They wanted GRE, and when I calculated the cost of those two exams, then I think it was almost 100,000. I didn't have 100,000. I was
that's a lot,
because TOEFL then was like 50,000. I've forgotten how much GRE was, but if you add them all together, it's like 100,000. For the schools, for many schools, I think majority of the schools, not like now that we have like waived application fees. Most GRE, some schools that don't have GRE requirements. So because of that, it's kind of hindered me. And then I started applying to schools in Europe because that one is very easy.
Yeah, it's easier.
I applied to schools in the UK and also to Hungary. Yes, Hungary was where I applied. And then my mom at the time, she was like, "Oh, don't go to Europe because you cannot stay back when you finish." At that time, you can't stay back. So I was like, "Okay,
right." I studied in Europe, so completely right. Yeah.
And then she now reminded me. She's like, "Oh, have you forgotten this? Your cousin that lives in Canada that asked me questions and everything." So I called and I asked questions. I'm like, "Okay," but I started doing my browsing. That's the thing.
Your research.
People don't do these days.
Absolutely.
I started browsing, right? Before I started calling to ask questions, I started browsing and doing the research on school. And then I didn't know anywhere. So I was asking my cousin question. I remember like I started applying to Newfoundland, the Memorial University of Newfoundland. And I now called. It was after I finished the application. And I called and I asked, "Please, are you guys in Newfoundland?" So my cousin was like, "No, that place is East Coast, so that is so far away that if you're going to come to Canada, apply to Alberta because that was where they were." Okay. And I started doing research and started searching for schools. I applied to University of Calgary and then I applied to University of Alberta. So between September to January, so September 2014 to January 2015, that was when I finished all my applications. I did extensive research, spent money on data.
So you did all these things, sorry to interrupt, you did all these things on your own, no assistant, nobody
assisted me.
That's impressive.
I just called, after I submitted all the applications, applied to the schools in Alberta. I told my cousin I've applied. He said, "Let me know when you get admission." That was all. So I did everything myself. I wasn't really a YouTube, I wasn't
like that.
Then at the time, I didn't know that people make videos
about all these things.
learn at that time. I wasn't using YouTube. YouTube wasn't really like a very big.
It wasn't a thing in 2016.
Exactly,
Yeah.
especially in Nigeria.
In Nigeria, yeah.
I'm sure that there are other people that were doing it. It's just that it wasn't like now when
it wasn't this popular then.
Exactly. So I didn't have that like added advantage the way some people do now. So I just did everything myself, did the research, applied, and then nothing. So January, nothing. February, nothing. March, nothing. May, nothing.
Wow.
It wasn't until June. It wasn't until June. Actually, what happened was, so in April, that was when I got denied from University of Calgary and Memorial University. So those two didn't give me admission.
On what basis?
I don't know why. I guess I wasn't competitive enough, I guess. Maybe it's because sometimes it depends. Then like I was applying for a master's in petroleum geology. So I know at Calgary it was very competitive, and it's master's by research. So I just like, that's why I did 3, because that was what was within my power to do in terms of like paying application fees. So that's what happened. And then I got denied admission. So Alberta was now the last one. I was like, hey God, because I don't have plan B. I was doing my service, I was teaching and getting therapy and everything. But I didn't have a plan B. So I'm like, this doesn't work. I don't know what I'm going to do, because I've not even started looking for a job. I don't know what life would be like without job. But I just knew that my life, I didn't picture myself living in Nigeria. That's just it. I just picture myself living after youth service. So luckily I got admission in June, and finally, after waiting almost 7 months, that was when I finally got admission. And then I had to immediately start applying for the visa. I passed out from NYSC in July. I remember it was July 2nd. And immediately after I passed out, like I hadn't even packed all my things. Immediately after I did that POP, the next day I went straight to Lagos to go and submit my documents.
Your documents,
Then I came back to come and pack all my stuff and then leave. I was living in Edo State, so Edo to Lagos is a bit closer. Hours. So, and that was that. So I didn't hear from immigration again. I submitted quite alright. I did everything I was supposed to do, fill all the money, but I didn't hear from them again until 4 weeks later, towards the ending of July. At the tail ending of July into the beginning of August, they now sent me an email that you should go and do your medicals at like the list of approved hospitals. And then I was in Anambra at that time. So I was in Anambra at that time. And so when I saw the list, I'm like, Anambra, Port Harcourt is the closest to me, because I just didn't, like, I've exhausted a lot of money. One thing I know that helped me in terms of like finances, having the money to run all these things, was because that year was election. So a lot of money from NYSC.
I get. So they're posting you guys up and down.
All those politicians that will be giving I got a lot of money. I was saving that money even from the election training. I got like over 100K. So
wow.
So I spent all that money on like application, doing this one, doing that one, and so I went to Port Harcourt. Eventually, I did my medicals. They gave me only 1 week to do the medicals. So I did the medicals. In terms of biometrics, because I know a lot of people now like have to book appointment for biometrics, especially online. But for me, they told me to just wait and do biometrics. Like when the day I was submitting, they told me to just wait and do biometrics. I'm like, I've already spent so many hours, because there was a lot of people that were there and with the queue and everything. So I'm like, this day might as well just be wasted, because I have to come back and do biometrics again. So I already did my biometrics. Then they said to do medicals. And it wasn't until after I submitted that I found someone on Facebook. So this guy went to the same school in Anambra State. But he finished ahead of me, not the same department. I noticed we were Facebook friends, and he was already in Canada. So when I noticed he's already in Canada, I'm seeing pictures of him. And I sent him email.
Of course. What's going on?
What's the standard?
Show us the way.
Yes, so I was like, please, how much is rent per month? How do I do this one? So I told him everything, and he was telling me that I should just pray that, it's like a hit or miss, 50-50.
Yeah.
Then I don't think they were denying a lot of people like the way they do now. I feel like it's a lot easier, especially when it comes to that statement of intent essay that you have to write for the visa. But he was just kind of encouraging me. Have you done this one? Do you do this one? Do you do that? I told him I've done everything. Bank statement, I have everything. It's just prayers now. So when I got the letter for medicals, I told him, and he said that like 90% complete.
Okay.
That was what he said. When I got that email to go to my medicals, he told me you're 90% complete, that the remaining 10% is just let them just do their formality.
Like formality, yeah.
But just know that, in fact, one of your legs is already inside Canada. It's just the remaining leg to come. But then anything can still happen. Even if you've done the medicals, right? You may still be denied. Who knows? So I was praying. And then eventually, a week after, that hospital in Port Harcourt submitted my medical results, that was a letter that, okay, that was when I got the letter of approval. Okay, your study permit has been approved. They'll send your documents back to you.
Yeah.
Now, Korea was, oh God, Nigeria is very frustrating. Nigeria frustrated me that time.
There's nothing you can get done easily in Nigeria.
And honestly, to get my passport back was a problem.
The trouble.
To get my passport back, it was a problem. My passport was supposed to get delivered to my father's house, because at that time I was there and I knew I was going to be there, right? Whenever the result comes out.
Okay.
But then when Lina came back, I'm calling, where's my passport? Where's my passport? Where's my? And I submitted my passport.
Yeah.
Actual original passport, not even photocopy of a page or anything.
Wow.
I submitted the actual thing because there was something they stamped.
Okay.
There was something they stamped on it for me to be able to enter, and then there was a letter that they attached that I was supposed to give, like I was supposed to use to clear immigration in Canada. So where's my passport? I hope it's not lost. And school for me was supposed to start, I think, on the 1st of September.
Usually.
September. It was really that beginning at University of Alberta. So I'm like, it's a week. It's like August 27th or so, and
you're running out of time.
Starting like the next 6 days. I've not seen my passport, and so I had to now rush and go all the way down to Lagos again. Okay. My passport. So it so happened because I've been calling them, and then that automated voice will be answering.
Yeah.
So I went back to Lagos. It so happened, luckily for me, that day I came prepared for war. I'm like, you guys need to produce my passport.
A woman of war.
I came prepared for war. Like, I was ready to really shout and demand everything. See, I don't care about any other documents. Well, maybe I do care, but you say that passport, because I can't enter Canada without.
You can't do anything without passports, obviously. Yeah.
So luckily for me, I came. I was like ranting to the agent there in the booth. This one. He said, let him go and check. And I said, luckily for me, right, that today is the day that the truck, whatever Korea this thing landed, and my name is there, gave me my document. And so because of I got my passport, I don't maybe 5 days to the day school was supposed to start. I didn't really have time to do all that.
So
I didn't have time to say proper goodbye to my parents.
To your people, you had to rush.
Carry food or anything, all this dry food stuff. The moment the passport came, my flight was booked. My brother helped me book my flight, and then I've already left. So I left on a school was supposed to start on a Tuesday because Monday was public holiday. I'm trying to remember. Yes. Monday was public holiday in Canada, and so first your school was Tuesday, and those people don't waste time. The school is starting on that day. It's starting on that. Classes are starting on that day. I left on Friday, landed in Canada on Saturday, so I only had Sunday and Monday.
Wow.
So I didn't even have time to
to relax.
I didn't have a place of accommodation that was finalized or anything. I just landed like that, and school started. So
your relatives in Canada helped you to get accommodation and others, right? Or the university? Oh, they did.
No. I wasn't going to stay inside campus because it's very expensive in campus hostel. So I stayed off campus. All through the time I was there, I stayed off campus.
Okay.
So eventually they were the ones, and even at that, I didn't have any scholarship or anything. I didn't get any scholarship. That's one thing I kind of, I don't know what I would call it. Say something like I regret doing. It's an area I didn't really browse much because I was dependent on ExxonMobil and Ajib scholarship. I wrote the
Okay.
exam for those ones, and even till tomorrow, the result is not yet out.
Wow.
I've never seen the results. And my dad was like, he doesn't have money to send me to abroad. He doesn't have money. He has already tried with sending me for 4 years. My dad is retired, you understand? So there was no money. Eventually, I really wanted to leave. I just didn't see myself functioning that much.
In Nigeria,
I do. I just didn't see myself function. The picture I had of myself, Nigeria was not in it in terms of like picture, career, and so that's how desperate I was. When I got admission, I told my cousin, and my dad was like, "Oh, if there's no scholarship, I cannot go."
Yeah.
And
that must be discouraging.
Like with my program, you can't defer admission. If you can't, they are just going to cancel it and give your spot to somebody else, and then they'll tell you to apply for the next thing. And it's only one intake in a year. So eventually, I took a loan. Took a loan. That's how I was able to cover my tuition. I took a loan to pay for my school fees.
Yeah.
So that's how I got it.
That's amazing, actually. So the whole process took you how long?
I would say 1 year. So I started everything. I want to say 18 months because I actually started browsing. I started browsing before I even went for service. In terms of browsing school, I had a book that is like this, like a small, like all this jotter book.
Yeah,
so I would use
stuff
and browse, write down this school, what do they need, this school, what do they need, this school, what do they need. But I wasn't, it was more like a passive thing. So when I actually started acting on it was in September. After I got my first pay from NYSC. So from September till August, that's like, let's just call it 1 year, including the waiting period, waiting for the visa and waiting for admission.
Okay, but waiting for the visa, it took you about a month, right? Like from the point of submitting your documents, 1 month, right?
See, I'll just say that the hand of God was inside it. Because seriously, because when I was submitting, on the day I was submitting in Lagos, I was submitting in person. I think that was the same year they started doing it online. But I chose to do it in person because I just wanted to be traditional like that. Before they accept payment, everything, they'll check all your documents, make sure everything is complete. So if something is missing, they'll send you back. So there, I asked someone sitting beside me, please, how long days to take to process visa? He said maybe something like 3 months, and I'm like, this is July, I don't have 3 months. Then I asked the agent said about 2 months plus. I was like, hey God, I felt so discouraged, but I'm like, okay, I'm just going to pray. I'm just anytime I start
to give it a try.
And the reason why mine took just 5 weeks, but then it's different for each individual. Like I have a family friend who came the same year, so we grew up together, and she's here, but she came in November, so it has took 2.5 months, almost 3 months before she got her visa. So it's different for each person.
Yeah, it varies.
Took 5 weeks, exactly 5 weeks. If we remove the time I had to wait for my passport to come back to me, it's
yeah, man, you've done well for yourself, actually. Wow, Ada, thank you so much for coming. It's been an absolute pleasure, and please tell us where they can find you.
Well, you can type Ada Canada on YouTube, and you'll see me glaring in full.
Just subscribe to our channel, please. Like, that channel is like a library. Trust me, like anything about Canada, #1 plug. So guys, I'll put the link to our YouTube channel in the description. Please do subscribe, give watch our videos, click the like button, and also please, if you enjoy this content, please share to your friends that have interest in going to Canada, and we'll see you guys again the next time. See you. Bye.
Thank you. Good luck. Bye.